Commissioners. Thank you. My role in this has been to review the safety and sort of navigation and traffic problems or the resolution for those. And I do think that the applicant has a workable plan. And I will note that the space that the applicant has, the primary space of 20 by 50 foot space, is an old space. It's existed for a long time. And so the real question for me was whether adding the additional space, the 10 by 50 foot space on the end, would create any navigational issue for the other people using that bay. And I don't believe that it will. And I say that with all respect to my fellow professional mariners who use that area. But I think that, given the prevailing conditions and what have you, there's adequate space to get boats in and out. Now, that being said, it's obvious that if you have your concession near the mouth of that bay, it's going to be easier to get to, whether you're concession 21 or concession 20, or rather 18, I guess it is, near the north side of it. It's going to be easier to get there. If you're on the inside of it, it's harder. And the only way that a safety issue, would be coming up would be to say that if you did not want anyone to actually use that 20 by 50 foot space, if it's not to be used at all and to be left open, well, you can have more room to navigate and what have you. But obviously the tenant has a right to use that space, and so that was the premise that I was working on. That space would be used, and we noted that at least 2 and probably 3 boats could fit between the two spaces, the two water spaces that are being they rent a 20 by 50 foot space, and that dock fits within that area. And the dock, to me, does make sense for safe passenger loading, whether it's this business or other businesses. And even with a wider dock, tying up a sailboat with an average beam of 8 feet in that area is still not going to be farther out than his 20-foot allocation of the water area. So that's why I did not see an issue in that dock size.
Okay. The other question is the comment is the location of concession number 21 is an appropriate location for a sailing operation, and the staff response says that you disagree with that. How do you disagree with the statement that this is not an appropriate location for a sailing operation?
Well, it's actually a good location in many ways, in that it is near the mouth, so to speak, of that bay. It's very convenient to get boats in and out of there. It is not a appropriate location for a major sailing center in the sense of more than 6 boats and tying up that many boats on the wharf all the time. And at a staff level, we had conversations with the applicant and expressed concerns over a much larger scale project. So in that regard, I would agree with it. But on the scale of 3 boats being there potentially all the time and a total of 6 boats being allowed to board, it's a perfectly appropriate space and better than most.
Okay, thank you.